Hello and welcome to Electric Bike Report. My name is Pete and this is the IZIP E3 Moda in for testing and review. This is a speed pedelec. It provides up to 28 miles per hour of pedal assist with the Bros 250 watt mid-drive. Has a really nice clean integration of the down tube battery pack here. Full accessory package, Shimano 10-speed drivetrain, just a lot of nice features overall, and it's a good bike for zipping around town as well as doing those longer road or gravel road rides. This is a video overview and I'll have the full review for you at electricbikereport.com. So with that, let's get into the details. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at the hydroformed aluminum frame here. And the hydroformed tubing allows the shaping of the tube, so you can get a little extra strength and stiffness where you need it. Here at the head tube, down tube, top tube intersection, you can see the down tube has a really large sort of rectangular section to it. A lot of strength there at the head tube, and then they've done some smoothing of the welds to create a pretty fluid look between the tubes. Right here you can see the integration of the battery pack into the down tube, and you just see the top of the aluminum casing of the battery pack, and the majority of the battery just sits right inside of that down tube. And then coming down the down tube, you could see this motor mount connection point. You know, a lot of solid welding all the way around there. The motor mount itself is fully enclosed aluminum case, and then this is a good example of the hydroform tubing where the seat tube has been enlarged for the connection to the motor mount, so it provides definitely nice strength as well as stiffness for the overall design. You've got some water bottle mount attachment points right there. The seat stays are a rectangular tubing, and similarly same with the chain stays, so some nice it's just overall design elements that you know, are good structurally, but they also add just a unique look to the frame overall. So internal cable routing is common on the frame and the fork. You can see the front hydraulic disc brake cable entering the top of the fork there, and then exits down by the caliper, and it's a nice clean design. And then here on the frame, there's 3 cables going through the down tube and 1 in the top tube there. And coming down here, taking a look at the motor mount, you can see the exit of the some of the cables there. So, you know, it really just creates a clean design and some protection for the cables. So this is the Bros 250 watt mid-drive motor that provides up to 90 newton meters of torque, and it's a class 3 electric bike, so it's pedal assist only. There's no throttle, so it combines your pedal power and the motor power, and then transmits that back to the Shimano 10-speed drivetrain back here. And this has enough range so you can climb hills efficiently in the lower gear range and cruise up to 28 miles an hour on the higher end of the gear range. So overall, it's a very smooth and quiet motor system. So here's a look at the other side of the Bros mid-drive. It has a very clean look to it, and also you can see the casing itself is fully enclosed aluminum casing, just for added protection and a clean look. So here's a look at the pedals. These have a grip tape type surface for a nice grippy feel, and they have reflectors on the front and back for help with being seen out and about. So this is a 36 volt 13.8 amp hour lithium battery housed in the down tube of the frame here, and this is nearly 500 watt hours. The majority of the case is aluminum, and it's a nice addition to the Moda look and feel. It just has a nice you know, just quality look to it. Also provides a little bit of extra protection compared to most battery packs have a plastic casing, so it's just a nice upgrade for the battery itself. And you know, the location of the battery and the mid-drive motor are very low and centered on the bike, which is good for the overall weight distribution and also just for the handling of the bike. It feels much more like a traditional bicycle because of that low and centered weight distribution. So here's a look at a couple of features. This is the charging port here at the top of the battery, and this is a magnetic cover, so when you put it back on, it kind of clicks into place there. The battery can be charged on or off the bike. And then coming down here, this is the on-off button for the battery and system. And then by unlocking the battery here, you can pull it out of the frame. Just unlock it like this, and then it pulls out just like that, and you can see the on-off button there, and then this is the connection point to the system. And then here's a look at the down tube of the frame with the battery pack removed, and you can see it's housed right in there. And then in reinstalling the battery pack is the same in reverse, just basically connecting it there at the top, clicking it in down there at the bottom, take the key, and you're good to go. So here's a look at the battery removed from the bike with the charger, and the charger connects right there to the top of the battery pack. You can see the charging cover has been removed, and the connection from the charger to the battery is magnetic. So it has a nice solid connection. And then charging time is around 4 to 5 hours to charge a completely empty battery. Okay, so on the left side of the handlebar, you've got the ergonomic grip. This little wing provides some wrist support, and there's a lock-on collar, so it creates a nice stable ride feel. The Tektro front hydraulic disc brake and the lever reach can be adjusted to fit the size of your hand. The Bros control pads, you got up and down arrows for changing the pedal assist, and then the center button cycles through information on the display. And here's a closer look at the display. This shows your current pedal assist level, which is Sport, and you can change it to Tour, Cruise, and then no pedal assist. So those are the 3 different modes of the pedal assist. And then you've got your current speed, your battery level indicator, your light, and then down here you can cycle through information like your odometer, trip distance, average speed, ride time, current time, that kind of stuff. So some good information right there. And then when you turn the display off, you can remove the display, and it just clicks off like that. You push down on this little tab, and that's what the display looks like. And then there's also a USB charging port just under there, so if you want to charge your smartphone when you're out and about, you can do that. And then to install the display, it basically clicks back into place like that. The Tektro rear hydraulic disc brake lever, Shimano 10-speed shifter, and the ergonomic grip there. So slowing down this fast 28-mile-an-hour speed pedelec is done with the Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. And on the front here, this is a 4-piston caliper and 180mm rotor. And the front forks also have a through-axle design. And what that does is provide a bit more side-to-side lateral stability for the front wheel, and the rear wheel has the same through-axle. And these are nice for a fast bike like this when you want to be cornering and minimizing any kind of side-to-side wheel flex. There is a quick release lever here, and basically with that lever you unscrew the through axle to remove the wheel. And taking a look back here, this is the 2-piston caliper rear brake and 160mm rotor, and also a through axle on the rear wheel. So the Moda comes with the Schwalbe Supermoto X tires. These are the 27.5 by 2.4 inch wide tires, and have a pretty smooth, efficient tread pattern with some channeling to help dissipate water. They can also handle some pretty light off-road, like gravel road style riding. And when you run them at the lower pressure range, Schwalbe recommends between 30 and 55 psi. But at the lower pressure range, you can get a bit of built-in suspension effect because of the larger air volume of these tires helps to absorb some of the bumps and cracks in the road. So the IZIP saddle matches the overall performance of the Moda really well. It's a fairly narrow saddle, but it does have a little bit of a wider back to it. So overall, a pretty comfortable saddle for a bike like this. And the graphics match the frame and the ends of the fenders really well for a nice cohesive look. Okay, let's take a look at the accessory package. First of all, this is the AXA Blue Line 50 Lux headlight that runs off the main e-bike battery, so you don't have to worry about charging a separate battery for the lights. And then the aluminum fender, full coverage fender, has a nice solid look to it. And the rear fender on the back here actually blends in with the rear rack and provides some structural support for the rear rack there at the front. And then you can see how the rack attaches there and kind of provides some combined structural support for the fender as well. And the rack itself can handle up to 10 kilograms, about 22 pounds of load. You can put things on the top, or you can attach baskets, bags, or panniers. And the AXA tail light on the back here runs off of the main e-bike battery, and then the kickstand is attached to the frame, and it is adjustable so that you can adjust the tilt of the bike when it's using the kickstand. Alright, so that's a video overview of the IZIP E3 Moda. Make sure you check out electricbikereport.com for the full review, which includes a bunch of detailed pictures, specifications, ride characteristics, range test results, pros, cons, and overall thoughts, all at electricbikereport.com.